Alright, what's going on guys? It's Epoxy, and here in this video we'll be going over all the confirmed perks that, as of Night City Wire, are confirmed to be in Cyberpunk 2077. As of right now, there are a total of 27 perks confirmed to be in the game that we know without a doubt can be acquired by the player to create the build that you desire, all of which we know detailed information for. But please keep in mind, unlike weapons, perks are indeed subject to change before launch. This video is only a minor spoiler for the perks obtainable in the game, as there is said to be over 228 perks as of right now. There could be even more at launch. Either way, huge shout out to the sources linked in the description that were willing to sacrifice some of their playtime to jot down some of the perks while having the opportunity to play the game. Now, if you'd like me to make a full-blown breakdown of exactly how the level, attributes, and perk system works in the game in great detail, let me know down in the comment section below, but that is way too long for this video. So without further ado, let's dive in to all the confirmed perks for Cyberpunk 2077. Starting with the body attribute perk trees. The first category being Street Brawler. Number 1, Guerilla. Killing foes increases critical hit damage by 60% for 10 seconds. So I think it's pretty clear that this perk is going to be insane for crit builds when it comes to taking out a crowd of enemies. 60% increase in crit for 10 seconds sounds quite good. So I'm going to assume this doesn't stack, otherwise it would be beyond overpowered. Onto the second category, Athletics. Number 2, Gladiator. Reduces damage taken while blocking by 20%. This is one of those perks that is clearly for a melee-oriented build and won't be worth it in non-melee playthroughs, which is telling of just how laser-focused builds can be in this game. Number 3, Regeneration. Slowly regenerates health in combat. I actually see a lot of potential in this perk, but to be clear, it says in combat, so this could potentially save you from death with passive healing in a fight. If I were to guess though, it probably regenerates painfully slow. Number 4, Pack Mule. Doubles carrying capacity. I think this one is self-explanatory and will be a must for me, seeing as I'm a massive loot whore. I personally love putting a lot into strength in Fallout and also taking all of the Pack Mule perks. Number 5, Invincible. Increases maximum health by 10%. AKA turn yourself into more of a bullet sponge. Number 6, Superhero Landing. Reduces fall damage by 5%. I'm going to be honest, that 5% decrease makes me think this perk won't really be worth it. I'd honestly just rather not fall instead of wasting perk points on reducing fall damage. Number 7, Multitasker. This perk lets you shoot while sprinting, sliding, and jumping at the same time. So if you're going for a run and gun playstyle in Cyberpunk 2077, this will be the go-to perk. Number 8, Transporter, which lets you shoot and sprint while carrying a body. Now, if you plan on hiding bodies in this game and don't want to get caught with your a body in your hands, I think this perk will be a must. But again, I'd rather just secure the area instead of taking a perk for this one. But that's just me. Number 9, Hard Motherfucker. At the start of a fight, armor and resistance are increased by 20% for 10 seconds. Another perk that will be a must if you're going for a tank bullet sponge build in the game. And the third category for body, Annihilation. Number 10, Redacted. While we don't know the name of this perk, we do get to know what it does. That being, dismembering foes reduces recoil by 50% for 60 seconds. Now, this is one of those very oddly specific actions to receive the buff of the perk that I'd really need to know the frequency of dismemberment to gauge if this would be worth it or not. I'm going to go with not really worth it, but we'll have to wait and see. Now for the intelligence perk trees. First category is device hacking. Number 11, transmigration. Increase breach time protocol by 25%. I'm getting a hacker build vibe here. Now onto the second category, target hacking. Number 12, master memory. Increase memory regen speed by 25%. Yep, I'm definitely going to be making a hacker build. For those of you that don't know, this has to do with your cyberdeck memory, which regens over time. So this will just speed up that process. Next up is the Reflex perk trees. First, Handguns perk tree. Number 13, Redacted. Land a critical hit and get an armor boost for 20 seconds. This has a tank and crit build written all over it. Second, Rifles perk tree. Number 14, Punisher. Kill an enemy to nullify weapon sway and spread for 10 seconds. Now, I personally see this as a run and gun style perk where you're going to be rapidly killing enemies and keeping these timed on kill buffs constantly active. And third is the Blades perk tree. Number 15, Dragon Strike. Strong attacks consume stacked bleeding effects and deal 15% more damage. Another perk for you melee build players out there. Let's now take a look at the tech skill trees. First being the crafting perk tree. Number 16, Master Gunsmith. 5% chance of getting an additional prototype component as crafting material for every item made. Now, as of right now, we have very limited details on the crafting system in the game, but this could be a very good perk depending on the usefulness of crafting. It's most definitely a specific use case though, which won't help you outside of crafting, so it will definitely be more of a trade-off perk. Number 17, R&D, a skill that enables you to upgrade items to the legendary quality level. This is one of those perks that will add longevity to your items, likely improving stats and possibly unlocking more modification potential for those items. So this might end up being a must. That is if you have any sentimental items. Number 18, Revamp. Increase sale price of crafted items by 25%. Now, this is another one of those perks that is a trade-off as it has a very specific use case. However, if eddies are very useful in this game and hard to come by, this might just be a must-have for many. Number 19, Crazy Science. Apparently it's some kind of trait, a kind of master skill at the bottom of the talent tree, which increases the sales price of your items by 25%. So it's sounding a lot like the previously mentioned perk, but applies to all of your items instead. I would also assume it stacks with the more specific perks such as Revamp. Now onto the second, that being Engineering. Number 20, Mech Looter. You can loot scrap from drones, robots, and mechs and have a 30% chance of finding weapon parts. This is one of those perks I think would come in handy if you're someone who is down for some farming of enemies for specific crafting parts. Then this might have a load of potential for crafting. Otherwise, not sure it would be worth it. Number 21, Blast Shielding. Reduces your explosion damage taken by 10%. Again, another tank perk. Number 22, Shrapnel. Adds 20 additional damage to all previous Garnet effects. And I'm going to be real with you, I don't know what it means by Garnet effects. Number 23, Grenadier. Make the explosion radius of grenades visible to you. We've actually seen this in action twice, and this is something that I find quite useful if you don't want to bother learning the radius of each type of grenade. I don't know if I would waste a perk on it though, but still a solid pick nonetheless. Number 24, Reverse Engineering, which lets you take off weapon mods. I see this almost as a necessity. I'm sure there's going to be a number of times where you find a weapon, but you don't like a specific mod on it. And also, if it allows you to keep that weapon mod, then you can use it to transfer weapon mods to a new weapon as well. But that part is unclear. Either way, I see this as a really handy perk. Number 25, You Can't Touch This. Make yourself immune to the effects of your own grenades. Now, if you're someone who constantly blows themselves up, much like myself, this could be helpful. But to be honest, that would take the fun out of accidentally killing myself in the game and raging over it. How could I use an entire perk point to remove potential good memories? And last, let's move on to the cool skill trees. First being Stealth. Number 26, Toxicology. Poison duration increased by 5 seconds. So I guess this is a nice little confirmation that there will be poison effects in the game. And on to the second, Cold Blood. Number 27, Merciless. If Cold Blood is active, critical hit chance increased by 10% and critical damage increased by 2%, which sounds like another must-have for a critical damage build. And that is all of the 27 confirmed perks for Cyberpunk 2077. We know that there is apparently more than 200 additional perks beyond what we covered here in this video, which should give you full control and flexibility when it comes to creating the ideal build. I will 100% have videos post-launch covering all of the individual perks and going into detail on whether or not they're worth it, as well as full-blown build videos for different playstyles, both of which I'm honestly very excited to make. But that's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please smack that like button down below, subscribe, join the good fight if you haven't already, and ring that bell icon to stay updated in all of my future videos. It'd be super greatly appreciated as always, and until next time, this is Epoxy signing off.